be you and the rabbi and us.
She'll bring her, she'll bring her podium.
Right.
Usually does.
This is our book that we'll be using tonight. We start from this side of the book. We go this way. And 14 said you were in.
Sure.
Tom.
Tom.
Very good.
There he is, he's a legend. Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
You want me some of
What's the spotlight on this?
Now we have a video.
I was waiting for this guy to show up.
Now we make it. Now we're over the top.
here. I mean, it's been a couple of years.
He decided. He does.
For,
Yeah, that's mom. That's dad.
but that's a discussion right now. And you said it's first season anyway.
Yeah, it was a guy that was talking about today. It's the guy that's.
And so.
Oh, that was the D. Yeah. I like the part. He says, sorry.
Several people here.
I thought that was hilarious. Yeah.
Just like church, sit, stand, control, listen, talking over the people. There won't be any.
Double digits.
There's nothing like
It's all.
Well, at least the one. They get my day off. Hi, Rod. You all right?
We moved 2 rows back. Hey, you doing okay?
Probably.
Getting all ready to do your,
That's good, yeah. You're not bad. Sorry. No, all right.
dishes.
You want to help with lighting handles? Sure. Oh, good. All right. Your lovely wife is here, I'm assuming.
Yes, here.
Well,
Grew up in the church.
we'll give her the night off. She did last night.
Have you got a date set yet? Nate?
Oh, Nate, are you kidding? We're a few weeks away now.
I couldn't remember. I think,
Yeah.
what's the date? 9.
We are weeks away. We are not far.
But this is the first Shabbat of the month of Elul. And during the month of Elul, it's the last month of the year. And it is our year of preparing for the High Holy Days. Because when we get to Rosh Hashanah, the idea is we are ready to rock and roll when we get to the holiday. As opposed to, oh yeah, right, I got to do some tshuva. I got to do a little, refocusing. I've got to figure out where my life is. I've got to, look at what I did last year. And Yom Kippur's coming, and I've got to figure out all those things I need to say I'm sorry for. We have the gift of a whole month, our tradition has, the month of Elul, this month. And one of the things that we do on the month of Elul is we blow the shofar every day, every morning traditionally, except on Shabbat, because we generally don't, at least here, blow instruments on Shabbat. So the tradition became when the temple was destroyed, we refrained from doing major instruments. However, in modern times, people do guitars and even pianos, things like that. But still, the shofar is something we don't blow on the Sabbath specifically. So we will not hear it tomorrow morning if you're coming. But we do have the opportunity before the sun sets. It's not the ideal times in the morning when you wake up, like an alarm clock, right? But we have an opportunity before the sun sets every Friday for the next few weeks to blow the shofar, to have the sense and reminder that it is Elul. If we had a weekly minyan, we'd do it every morning in a weekly minyan, or an afternoon, we do it every day, right, during the afternoon. But since we don't, I wanted to, at least since I remember to pull it off the shelf this evening, we take a moment to blow the shofar before we light candles. So, since we usually stand for lighting candles, and we usually stand for blowing the shofar, if you are able to, kindly stand as we hear the sounds of the shofar. If you remember from a year ago, it's way back when, right? It's, what's the first name of the first blow? Tekiah, right? Which is a long blast. And what's the next one? Shevarim, right? Three, usually with its next partner, but three shorter notes. And then teruah, which is up, right? And then we end with another tekiah gedolah, a little longer one. So if you'll keep those in mind as we blow, and then we will, oddly, I know it feels probably a little strange, but we'll blow the shofar and then light our candles. So here goes for our third day or beginning the fourth day of the new month of Elul, leading up to the holidays. You ready? You guys want to do it for me? Can you do tekiah? Ready? Teruah. See, if I take my mouth off it, not good. Yeah, don't clap. We will try to do that every Friday. We'll try to do it on Sunday mornings when we're here. Those of you who are studying, I don't know about this Sunday because we have lots. Well, we may be downstairs blowing it. We've got lots going on. You can see in the back. But it is just remind ourselves that it's our spiritual alarm clock. It's the thing that says, get ready. New Year is coming sooner than you think. Prepare spiritually, physically even, and get ready for a brand new opportunities that the new year brings. So with that, if you'll still remain standing, and Susie, if you'll come forward and light candles for us, and thank you for, I haven't blown it in a year, so there you go. That's the other reason you do it for a month, because you need practice for the real thing when you get there. You can blow it next week. We'll get this guy to blow it next week. You can practice with the big one. Uh-oh. Well, we had a problem with it last time, too. Let me see. There might be. Try that one.
Safety switch off.
No, it's either way, it doesn't matter. I don't think it's a safety switch. Yeah, that one works. Okay, well, we got one of them. One for two. Shanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'adlik Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much. You are welcome to be seated. We turn over to page 5. There, you don't have to run, you're good. There we'll find Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in Shabbat. And as we were talking about at the beginning, there's a person who is becoming a bar mitzvah, like around November 9th. Woohoo! And he knows that do I need an invitation? Or are you just going to come up? Okay. Oh, yeah, I know. I got to come up. If you're here, you're coming up. But I'm giving you the easy one. You're down here, right? All right. So page 5, Nate's going to help out. Nate's going to help out tonight as he prepares for his bar mitzvah. And just good practice to be up here and helping out. So page 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 11, if you'll kindly turn there, you'll find the formal beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat as we begin our series of Psalms that kind of get us into the mood for our Sabbath. So page 11. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, nekadma fana bitoda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Page 14, by the arrow, you will find the end of the 96th Psalm as we celebrate Shabbat. We envision the heavens and the earth rejoicing in the Sabbath as well, the sea, the meadows, all of nature takes a break on this special day, and it's inviting for us, certainly, as we think about all of nature stopping, as we stop as well, and pause and breathe. So page 14 by the arrow. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, umilo, oh, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, umilo, oh, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. You'll finally turn over to page 19 at the very bottom, you'll find a prayer, a responsive reading that comes from a prayer community in Israel and Tel Aviv. And we've been reading this for on and off through our evenings in the past. We continue it tonight as we remind ourselves of the importance of Shabbat, and we connect ourselves to our brothers and sisters, our brethren, if you will, in Israel as well. So bottom of 19, let's read the selection in the small print in the English together. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your coming. Bring with you rest and peace following a tumultuous week filled with so many demands. Bring the space in which, with others and alone, we can shape an infinity of dreams. Bring the hour of forgiveness in which to hear the pounding heart of another human being. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your Creator. Blessed is your light. Amen. You'll turn to the next page on page 20 by the arrow. As we lift our spirits towards God, we join together. Again, Romemu by the arrow. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. We turn to page 21. There you will find the 29th Psalm. Our custom is here to rise. So if you'll kindly stand, if you're able, as we listen for God's voice in the world around us. Kol Adonai is the refrain. Page 21. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim. Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz. Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo. Ishtachavu l'Adonai be'adrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim. Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai b'koach. Kol Adonai behadar. Kol Adonai shover arazim. Vayishaber Adonai et arze halvanon. Vayarkideim kemo egel. Levanon v'Siryon kimoven re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot. Vayechesof ye'arot. Uvehechalo kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamavu yashav. Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai os le'amo yitain. Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find Lecha Dodi, our hymn welcoming in Shabbat as a bride or queen. This one tonight is it's a special night to sing it because Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz, as you see on the right side of page 23 in the small print, around 1576 was when he lived. He took words from the Haftarah that we study this tomorrow morning. The prophetic portion we will look at tomorrow morning has words in here that he took from there, and it's Hitz Orari, Hitz Orari. You'll see that in the middle verse that we sing. There are a few other words as well, and he loved the liturgy, made it part of the prayer itself. And so if you're here tomorrow morning, you will hear a little bit more about that, but you will hear those words, and it's chanted in its original form. So here it is together in Lecha Dodi. Page 23, we're going to do the first two. We'll do the middle verse on page 24, and then we'll do the last two verses on page 25, and most of you know the drill. That last verse, the custom is to rise and face the door as we welcome in the Sabbath queen or bride to our midst. So I'll give you the high sign when we get there. Page 23. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ultiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechuvanelcha, Ki himekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof maaseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha Dodi lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Middle of 24. Hitoreri. Kiva ore kumi ori uri shirda beiri kevod Adonai Allah yechnigla lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabel. Middle of 25. Yahaminu semol tifrotzi, V'et Adonai ta'aritzi, Ahol yarish ben partzi, V'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala. We rise. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Bohi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'v'tzahala. Toch emunei am segula, b'wichala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekabela. You are welcome to be seated. Page 27, you will find the psalm for Shabbat. We join together. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha baleilot, alei asor v'alei navel, alei higayon bechinor, mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ki simchtani Adonai b'folecha ma'aseh yadecha. We conclude the psalm over on page 28 by the arrow. Tzadika tamar yifrach, ke'erez balevanon yizkeh, shetulim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, od yenuvun b'seva, teshenim verananim yiyu lehagid, ki yashar Adonai, Tzuri, tzuri, velo avlatabo. Those reciting Kaddish Home, the Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it over on page 30, the first of our two Mourner's Kaddishes. And as we have been doing, I've announced many times now, unfortunately, since October 7th, we've designated this Kaddish in particular during our Shabbat, during our week of remembering those who lost their lives in the attack in Israel by Hamas. And certainly this week we think of the 6 hostages who unfortunately were murdered earlier this week and found. So we keep them and their families in our thoughts this evening. Page 30. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei olmaya, yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, shemei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. You are welcome to be seated. Take a seat for a couple minutes. So the portion for this week is called Shoftim, and it begins with the command, with the instruction to appoint judges. Shoftim are judges, means judges, technically. And so we're to appoint magistrates or judges and officials for the tribes, right? And think about back when the Israelites were basically sitting at the edge of the Promised Land. And they're in the midst, in Deuteronomy, we see they're in the midst of receiving all of the instructions they need that will be pertinent once they get into the land. And so this whole portion is really focused on justice. It's focused on judgment, making judgment, showing no partiality. It goes on to talk about not taking bribes, not just the judges, but even human beings in general who don't do that. And it includes the well-known phrase, justice, justice you shall, or shall you pursue, that you may thrive, that you may live. And it goes on to say, live and occupy the land that God gives you. So this is the setup for the portion this week. I don't think we have any, I know we have some lawyers, but I don't think we have any judges in our congregation. I did have, in San Antonio where I was, we had a couple judges. Do we? Jerry Feder was one. Okay. So we had a couple, and she kept her title like rabbi. She was judge. We called her judge. Judge Marsha was her name. She always loved this portion because why not? It really had to do about the seeds of the justice system for ourselves, for our society. So we've been doing stories and or serious messages. This is, of course, splitting the difference once again. So I have a story about being a judge, and that we can, when we are judges, even if we are not formally a judge, we can learn from people of all ages. This is called the wisdom of the young judge. So this was about Joseph ibn al-Fasi, and he was a spice merchant, and he owned a small shop in the center of the market district in Fez in Morocco. And in the next shop there, next to him, there was a man who sold olive oil. So we have spices and olive oil. Sounds perfect for me. His name was Meir ibn Kamniel, and these two men had operated their shops next door to each other for 20 years or so. So they knew each other well, and they, again, were merchants right near one another. There had always been a friendly competition, however, between them, and they always wanted to see who could get more customers on a given day. So Meir held the edge, at least recently, when the story is written, because many more people had been coming to his shop. So remember who's Meir? Meir is the olive oil guy, right? So the spice trade had not been very good in recent weeks, and Joseph could not get his hands on the spices he needed to sell. After a couple of weeks of watching the customers passing him by and walking into Meir's shop next door, Joseph kind of became angry and very jealous. Well, why wouldn't you, right? The guy next door is doing great. What about my spices, his oils? You know, they go great together. Why not, right? Not happening. So one day, as he was about to close his shop and go home, Joseph notices a small crack in the wall that had separated his store from Meir's. So what is he going to do? What do you think? Well, he looks around to make sure that he was alone, and then he bends, he becomes a peeper, right? He bends down, and he looks through the hole, or through the crack. And there he saw Meir. And actually, all he could see was Meir's hands. That's all he could see in his little tunnel that he was looking through. And he saw this huge pile of gold coins scattered all over the table. So Meir picked up the coins one by one. He saw him doing this, and he began counting them. Joseph counted right along with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 98, 99, 100. 100 coins. Joseph was so envious of his neighbor's success that he started to rant and rave. Why should I be so cursed? Meir has, he said, Meir has more money than he needs, and Meir has more money than he deserves. I deserve to have that money. It should be mine. And then he got an idea. That money should be mine, and it shall be mine, he thought. With that, he ran out of the street shouting, I've been robbed! I've been robbed! Please, won't somebody help me? All right, you know what's going to come, right? He ran up and down the street shouting at the top of his lungs, and people came out to the street just to see what the noise was all about. And he screamed to everybody, I've been robbed! I've been robbed! Who robbed you? What's been stolen? What was taken? Asked the curious people who wanted to probably shut this guy up, certainly, right? What's going on? Well, all the money from today's sales were stolen. Exactly how much? How did you know? 100 gold coins. It was my neighbor, Meir. I'm sure of it, said Joseph. His business has not been so good lately, and he is jealous of my success. And That was how Joseph accused his neighbor Meir. What happened? Meir was arrested, and he accused Joseph, of course, of trying to take his hard-earned money. The judge did not know what to do, and neither Meir nor Joseph had any proof that the money was his. How was the judge to make a fair decision when neither man had any proof? Any ideas? Think about it. I need to think about this, said the judge. Tomorrow I will make my decision. The court stands adjourned for today, he said. So the judge leaves the courthouse and he walks into the city. And he walks for hours and here and there and meanders around. He just walked and he thought with his hands folded behind his back and his eyes to the ground thinking, and then looking up into the sky as if he was searching for an answer. Down one street, up another, he turns a corner and finds himself in the middle of a schoolyard. Something the children were doing caught his eye, and then something they said made him even stop and listen more carefully. Several of the students had heard what was going on with the court case, and so they decided to play judge. Everyone in Fez, of course, had heard, and so the children said, "You two bigger students, you're the ones who you're the biggest student. You're the judge." Two of the others decided to play the lawyers. And two other students then played the parts of the merchants. And they stood there before the oldest, the biggest kid being the judge, yelling insults and accusations at each other. The mock court. "You are a thief. You stole my money," said one of the students. "No, you're the thief," said the other. Back and forth it went. With all the yelling and the screaming, the judge, who was sitting very quietly watching, thought that he was back in the courthouse for a real trial. Finally, the young student judge said he was ready to bring his decision. "Bring me a bucket of water," he called. Think about it. Why would he want a bucket of water? And one of the students who was watching his classmates from the side of the yard went to go get a bucket. "Put the coins in the water," ordered the young judge. "If the coins belong to the olive oil merchant, the oil from the coins will be seen in the water. If there is no oil, then they must belong to the spice merchant." Ooh, pretty smart, huh? What a wise young man, thought this judge. That's the answer I've been looking for. The next day, both merchants stood in the courtroom before the judge, awaiting the decision. Their eyes opened wide with surprise when the judge, what did he do? He ordered a full bucket of water to be placed before him. And he placed the coins in the water just as he had seen the children do the day before. And sure enough, guess what he found? Full of oil. What does the oil do? Separates with the water, rises to the right. You see the oil. "Give the coins back to their rightful owner," said the judge. And that is none other than the olive oil merchant. The coins were given back to Meir. And what happens to Joseph? Well, he was taken from the courtroom and placed in jail for the theft of Meir's money. Perhaps false accusations as well. All of the spectators in the courtroom whispered about the wisdom of the judge. But the judge knew who was the truly wise one. And he called for silence in the courtroom, and he motioned to someone standing by the door. There stood the little boy, well, the biggest little boy, very nervous in front of all those grown-ups. "Here is your wise judge." "There he is," announced the judge. "He has taught me that wisdom is not always determined by age, nor justice by the person with a title." The little boy, whose name was Tamim, guess what he grew up to be? A judge. And as he grew, so did his wisdom. And proverbial, the end. It's a wonderful story. It's very cute. It's worth the time to listen to. And it reminds us that without justice, there really is no society. That's the message of our portion today. And in fact, the rabbis taught that justice along with truth and peace is what really sustains the entire world. Maimonides believed that a judge had to have 7 virtues: wisdom, humility, fear of God, disdain of profit, love of truth, love for other people, and a good name. So the question for the night is, you can ponder as you move into Shabbat, as you think about this period of judgment we're about to come into as for personal judgment, for the high holy days, is what kinds of qualities do you think a good judge must have? surely our story reminds us it's not only about age. It certainly is about wisdom, which can come at any age. And think about the judge in this story having been wise enough to listen to the young judge before him. So think about what you can do, other ways you might have figured out which one was really the thief if you didn't know. And what kind of judge do you think you would make if you were to take the role of a formal judge? What do we think justice is in particular? And as we go again into the High Holy Day season, think about what judgment is for yourself. How much of a judge are you? How lenient are you on yourself? How difficult are you on yourself? What things can you do to understand yourself better and make the judgments about your life that you need to do? So with that, I will say Shabbat Shalom, and think about Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof, justice we shall pursue. And with that, we'll go back into our service for the evening. It's a wonderful portion if you have a chance to pick up a Chumash and read again. And if you're really into to law and justice, you will see the seeds of society outlined in the portion itself. I love that story, though, and I would hopefully one day would like to look back and think that we have the oldest, biggest kid is the smartest one, is the one we all have as kids, right? Or that we were that way. Hopefully we're cultivating a world filled with wisdom, even from our youngest. So with that, page 39A, you will find the beginning of the evening service. Nate, if you'll come on back up, please, as we rise and join together 39A. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. We're on 39A. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara. Umavir yom umehevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv aravim. We join together, page 40. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shochmenu u'v'kumenu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu V'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Yomam v'layla V'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kol Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ugshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzo beitecha uvisharecha. We read together in the English on 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We turn on over to page 44, Umalchuto Baratzon, leading up to Michamocha. Umalchuto Baratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe uMiriam u'bnei Yisrael lecha'anu shira B'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Nohorati lot osei fele Malchutecha ma'uranecha Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe Ze'eli anu v'yamru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov Uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 45, you'll find a Harshkivenu prayer, a prayer for peace as we end our day and begin a new one on the Jewish calendar, of course. We read in the English on page 45 on the left side together. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. By the arrow. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechayim u'leshalom me'atah v'ad olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael V'al Yerushalayim. Page 46, if you'll kindly rise, if you're able, as we join together in the singing of Vishamru, a reminder from the book of Exodus of our connection to God through the observance of Shabbat. We join together. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. You'll find Chatzi Kaddish, page 46. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'yalma divrach chirutei, b'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, bagala, bagala, uv'izman kariv, v'yimeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olal me'almaya yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran b'alma, v'meru, amen. You'll find the silent Amidah this evening beginning on page 47, continuing through page 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts to the words on the page. When you're through, you're welcome to be seated. with Kaddish Shalem over on page 54. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kari v'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam lal me'almaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'imeru Amen. Titgabal tzeloton uvu'uton dechol Yisrael kodam avuhon divi shemaya v'imeru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Uyaseh shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Imru. Amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael Yaseh shalom Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. You'll kindly turn towards the back of your Siddur, page 173. There you will find our Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. I have a list here, certainly, of names, and as we finish that list, you're welcome. I'll go around the room if you have a name to add for those who may be in healing, need of healing. Certainly, we pray for spiritual, physical, emotional healing, and healing of the world as well as we sing tonight. So, as we prepare to join in our Misha Berach, we keep in our thoughts Daniel Eliezer ben Tzvi, Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisraela bat Sipora, Shulamit bat Binyamin Umalka, Dan Siegel, Danielle Rice, Gittel Glasser, Ari Sanders, Ariella Alfieri, Bill Bucks, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Diane Hickey, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Lori Kahan-Simon, Nadine Hyman, Ed Tansky, Irene Friedman, Gary Kramer, Arthur Stone, Victor Alfieri, Francis Haber, Michelle Stupak, Caitlin Weathers, Danielle Santini, Julia Bernanke, Teresa Timmons, Esther Rowe, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Hannah Lipman, Gary Hutcher, Susan Aller, Megan Contigno, Natalie Kogan, Kelly Fenish, Rob Richard, Candace Dobro, Bernie Rowe, Danny Ashmore, Jenna Rickoff-Becker, and all names we add at this moment, if there are any. And Daniel Siegel. We join together, far left side of the page, 173. Mishe beirach avotenu mikor habaracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe beirach imotenu Mekor habaracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema for all in need. We turn back in our Siddur to page 56. I'd like to invite up Joshua, if you'll come up. Jonah, Sam, you can come up, help with Dark. And Nate, you got come up as well. You know I was getting you. Page 56, you'll find Aleinu as we rise. And as we open the ark, we join together. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu kor'im u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu notei shamayim v'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinatu zo, begov hei meromim, u'Eloheinu ein od, emet malkeinu efes zulato, kakatuv b'torato, v'yadat hayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, b'shamayim mima'al, v'yaretz mitachat einod. Nekav Adonai Eloheinu liot meher tefetzatech. Ki malchut shelcha ki ometim lach bechavod. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad u'shemo echad. You are welcome to be seated. You guys can sit, but don't go far because I need you for the end. Go sit for a second. I'll get you back up 1 second. Don't go far. As we turn to page 58, there you will find our Mourner's Kaddish, Kadisha Tome, our affirmation of life. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening, we observe the Yortzites of those from tonight and the week that's coming, including Christine Wheeler, Charles Stahl, Simeon Wilson, Dorothy Wimpy, Louis Davidson, Gerald Wexler, Naomi Siskin, Louis Paragoff, Judith Newman. We certainly keep in our thoughts Barbara Rabhan, and we remember Estelle Laurie as you all conclude Shiva. And I know it's been a long week. It was a long weekend last week. We keep her in our thoughts this evening, especially. Those reciting, you're welcome to rise and join with me on page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon u'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam elomei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha, b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. I have a number of board members here, so unless someone was specifically designated, was that you? Okay. If not, I was going to read them. Because I would have to do a flip a four-sided coin to figure out who, or three-sided one, yeah, four-sided coin to figure out who gets to read. So I was just going to break the tie.
That's all right, we'll give you a few minutes.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Shabbos, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, guest. Make yourself known back at the Oneg. The Oneg tonight is sponsored by Sue and Bill Lasser. Lots going on between now and the holidays, and this is a busy weekend for sure. Announcements. Honors for CBI's annual Aliyah Tzedakah Drive must be submitted by Wednesday, September 11th. I wish we could have picked a better date. Honors can be submitted on our website by the form that was mailed to all members. If you have any questions or need assistance with the form, please contact the office. The Flowers Mahjong Tournament is this Sunday beginning at 8:30. Please be aware that parking will be limited. Overflow parking will be at the church and at the elementary school across the street. And I happen to know there will be a golf cart available to help shuttle people. Hopefully it'll be here on time. Huh? I'm bringing it, but I'm not the chauffeur for the day. Yes. Yes. I had to do some repairs to it in order to get it. There is religious school this Sunday from 9 to 12. Please use the door downstairs to enter and exit, as the Mahjong tournament will be upstairs. There is Hebrew school on Wednesday from 5:15 to 7. When you say you want the kitchen stairs doors or the back? Kitchen stairs doors. Yeah, or use the basketball court entrance. Last chance to order your honey from the heart. Sale closes Thursday, September 12th. Don't use honey. Donate a bottle to the kitchen for Rosh Hashanah. I'm going to add to this list. As everybody is aware, we've updated the security system. We are going to be changing over from the blue fob to the black candy corn fob next Friday. If you're coming to services, please let Siobhan know so that she can have your fob ready. These will not be mailed. You have to pick them up in person. You don't have to. They'll be deactivated. If you turn them in, fine. If not, you can keep them as a souvenir. Starting next Friday night. But you can only get them in person, and you got to let us know that you're going to be here to get it. Okay. Save the date for Southern Schmooze at Ramah, Durham, January 31st through February 2nd. Maybe I'll do that this year.
Everybody knows now when it is. There's no excuse.
Yeah. Weekly reminders. Sunday is Turning Points in Jewish History with Rabbi Cohn at 9:45 downstairs. We're going to move some adult chairs. Okay. Sunday, Intermediate Hebrew with Fred Leffert meets at 11:10 a.m. downstairs. Tuesday, Torah study with Fred over Zoom meets at 5:30. We usually go to about 6:30. Right now we're doing this week's Pasha each time. Anniversaries, Linda and Tom Blank. Oh, yeah. So is this number 10? Wow. Birthdays, Eva Morgan, Hannah Lippman, Victor Alfieri, and Megan Chanel. And you did your sites? And that's it. There we go. Oh, blood drive. It's not on there. The 20th? 22nd is the blood drive.
There was a lot going on. The 2 days, day before, a couple of days before that is our Pink and Teal Shabbat. So just since you're here on a Friday night, the 20th, keep in mind, service the program will be at 7. We're going to keep the service around 7:30. It'll be a little after that probably, but we have some speakers that Federation is organizing that part of the program, and Rabbi Rose and I will be here on the Bima to share the Shabbat service, a brief Shabbat service, followed by always a very delicious oneg. So come and learn and support those who have fought breast and ovarian cancer, as well as other cancers, actually. And that will be again, Friday night, the 20th, right before the blood drive on the 22nd. There's a period packing party on that same Sunday for products. You can see, again, the bulletin. There is tons going on. You will be getting a snail mail envelope. You got some of it in the bulletin, most of it, but you're going to get a snail mail envelope in the next number of days, beginning of this week, hopefully, that will have all of the High Holy Day information on it, including a schedule you can take out, put it on your refrigerator, and all of the flyers you need to know what's going on through the holidays, potlucks, and jazz concerts, and all kinds of fun things. So keep that in mind. When you see an envelope coming from Beth Israel, don't just go, it's a bill. No, it's not. It's actually your lifeline to the holidays. So please open it up and use it accordingly. And with that, we're going to conclude with a little bit of, does that sound good? Bim or bomb? Bim and a bomb. Okay, so with a bim and a bomb and a Shabbat and a shalom and a hey. Ready? Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam bim bam bim bam bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom, everyone. A Yasher Koach to Nate, who did a beautiful job helping out this evening, as always. And we will head in the back. It's a little bit of a different setup back there for the Mahjong tournament. We're expecting, 200 people, I think? 105 people, plus all of our volunteers and other people, helping out, plus our Sunday school in the morning, plus. So in any case, we're a little bit of a different setup, if you can kind of stay on one couple of tables instead of spreading all out. Yeah, don't sit at a table where there are no chairs. You won't have anywhere to sit. And we'll do a little Kiddush and Motzi in the back. So if you're new or we don't know you, please introduce yourselves if there's people you don't recognize. Jonah? Your books. Get your books.